Hi, I'm Andrew Bohr, and today I'm going to tell you about the coaster method that I have of making cocktails. These are coasters that I recently had printed up that have rules and recipes on the back for where you'd put everything on. But then on this side, on what it really is the front side, I've got a place where you put your base spirit, your unique ingredients, your cocktail families, and you list your glassware. And these are based on a technique I used to do where I'd fill out everything I was doing on a coaster, I'd match them all up and make sure I didn't repeat things and make sure I got in all the techniques I wanted to use and made a complete cocktail menu. And what I've got here today is about 30 of those all loaded up on just old cocktails from old menus to kind of lay them out and see how this whole method works. So let's do a quick camera adjust and get after that. So I shuffled these up already, and we can just get started with these. So right at the top, that's a bee's knees kind of sour type of drink. That's a margarita kind of sour drink. This is a fun one. Called this one the Richard Bachman Mystery. It's basically a margarita with salt foam with sotol instead of tequila. Freaked people out all the time. Served it in a tiki mug, and you kind of get the joke. And if you don't get the joke, it's Stephen King's pen name. There's a julep type of drink there. Let's see, that is a smoked cocktail. We're going to throw that at the end kind of as a rougher one. There's a Fernet as a base spirit kind of drink. I think that's kind of a, don't need too many of those. Those are in the same kind of vicious kind of fuck you kind of flavors. DJ Steve cocktail with single malt. Looks like we're going to have plenty of ways to close up this menu with angry flavors. Oat whiskey with cardamom bitters and coffee liqueur. It's a little lighter. I'm going to put that on the more aperitif side. Elderflower syrup, bourbon fire. So this is a blue blazer. I'm going to put that in that same kind of finishing drink. And again, scotch and sweet vermouth. Plenty of angry drinks to finish. Finally, an aperitif. So here we have a French 75 kind of inspired cocktail with basil eau de vie. Going to put that in the flute, something to begin the kind of cocktail menu with. A fizz type of thing, I'll throw that in with the sours. Another julep type of thing, another julep type of thing, an aperitif type of thing, a highball, another sour, a highball, a kind of a julep over here. Tiki drink with bourbon, calvados, and passion fruit grenadine. This is a classic cocktail called an Avenue. I love this one because it really bends what people expect out of a bourbon cocktail. It's more in the sour world than the tiki, so I'll throw that over there. An aperitif with cachaça. And then I've got a few different things that kind of fall into the exotic / tiki world. And another one with honeydew, melon, elderflower, and gin. So right off the bat there, I've got elderflower showing twice. You know, most of these drinks came from 2009, so that's okay, but we're going to have to get those off the menu. So I'm going to build it from aperitif down here. All right, so let's start off with a proper aperitif. Let's go with this basil eau de vie drink. There's no citrus in that. It's a royal. That's great. Over here, I've got another, got a cachaça style sour with dry vermouth and kind of an equal parts type of thing. Also using a flute. So I'm just going to go ahead and ditch this cachaça drink for now. I don't want to use that same glass again. To get a nice aperitif style cocktail going, I think I'll throw in this one, which is a kind of modified Martinez with Genever and Irish whiskey to really make it kind of malty and weird. I'm going to put that on the aperitif style there too. That's enough of those. So I've got a light aperitif for people. I've got a weirder aperitif. I'm just going to go ahead and ditch this this coffee liqueur drink. Really love this drink, but I've got another one of those over here, so let's get rid of that. Okay, let's get some highballs in there, some simple things. So I've got a rocky fizz kind of style drink here. And then I've got obviously the Moscow Mule pays the bills. It did in 2009, it still does now. We started off with a lot of words on this one. We got a little weird here, so let's just throw them a nice simple Moscow Mule in there. We're going to hold off on this Rocky craziness one. We're going to leave that aside. Let's get some sours in there, because sours is what everybody likes to drink. Okay, so here's just sour. So we've got an Irish whiskey drink, we've got a gin drink, we've got a vodka drink. That's good. This bourbon drink fits in well. This Iraq drink, yeah, you know, that could be good. Got some fig on that, walnut liqueur. That's weird. Got a tequila drink showing up, Arbolito Chico. That's a classic. And we already do have a classic. And then we've got another classic. So maybe we don't need that yet. Swedish Punch as the base spirit on this one. That sounds kind of fun. Like we said, basically a margarita. And then another gin sour. So let's start to eliminate these. We're going to do one of these agave ones and one of them not. Let's keep it simple because we're getting kind of weird already. Let's just go with the fake margarita. Okay, we've got a fizz-style drink here, and this is, you know, kind of an effervescent highball here as well. Do I want to work yogurt into it or fig into it? This is all kind of weird. I already have my simple sour over here, so I'm going to ditch this simple sour with gin because I've already got gin on the menu and a gin cousin, so no more gin needed. I love this Avenue. Let's keep that on the menu. Let's ditch this sour, which is a little complex, and we'll throw a couple complex drinks on later. So now we've got a yogurt drink with a Swedish Punch base, and we've got a bourbon drink. You know what? I think I'm going to ditch my yogurt drink because my menu's already looking a little bit weird, so I'm going to go with my classic Avenue. I'm going to go with my margarita-style drink, and then I'm going to move over to these exotic-style drinks. So I've got here a gin and honeydew drink. I love that. It's kind of like a Midori sour. Like I said, I've already got gin on the menu twice, so maybe I won't keep that. I've got a Jungle Bird there. Let's see here. We've got a Nui Nui there. And, oh, Vicious Virgin. That's one of the great split-base spirit tiki drinks, so I could get my agave in the menu there. And then over here, the classic Mai Tai. So let's definitely lock it up for that agave. And we got a couple of agaves in the menu. That's good. And let's see here. Let's just pick another one. Let's go with a rum drink. Nui Nui. You know, that's always a crowd pleaser. Easy for anybody. So we're going to go Nui Nui there. Okay, so I've got some julep/smash kind of drinks here. I've got a cachaça one with lemongrass. I've got a sage one with gin. I've got a tequila one with strega. And I've got a spiced rum with drambuie. And honestly, I want that tequila one with strega. So I'm going to throw that tequila one in there because that sounds excellent to me in the middle of the summer. And I'm going to throw that in there. And you know what? I'm going to ditch my Vicious Virgin. We're just going to get rid of that. And we're going to switch that back out and get some, let's see. Let's get that Jungle Bird in there. So now we got some rum and some fruitiness. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, let's finish this off with some kind of wanky brown bitter and stirred cocktails. I've got this sweet vermouth base spirit one. You know, if it wasn't for the Isle of Scotch, we could kind of lead as that as an aperitif, but it's a little bit weird with the Isle of Scotch. We've got this, you know, hot toddy type of, you know, blue blazer one. Looks really cool, but it's the middle of summer while I'm filming this, so that's going to go. Okay, we got a fancy ice kind of situation with single malt and a little bitter, a little heavy. We're going to get rid of that. Blood orange and fernet. It's going to be kind of a bitch to get blood orange here in the middle of the summer. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. Basically a smoked old-fashioned. That is going to sound like a big winner there. So I'm going to throw that in there. And that's a pretty complete cocktail. You know, let's see how we did here. We got a gin, we got a Genever, an Irish whiskey, a vodka, bourbon and Calvados, Sotol rum. We've got Reposado tequila and bourbon. To make it a little stronger, I might switch this one out with something over here, try to get rid of this bourbon. You could also just get rid of that sour immediately and throw something else in there. Maybe go 2 juleps or something like that. Even just pare down the menu like that because 8 drinks is plenty. But anyway, that's the kind of coaster method I use for making cocktails. Let's see how we did on the glassware. We've got a flute, a cocktail glass, a Moscow Mule mug, a tiki glass, a highball, a snifter, a pilsner, and an old-fashioned glass. So we nailed it on using our glasses, different glasses on everything, pretty much different base spirits and everything because there's a world of different rum out there. And, you know, we're getting some B-team spirits in there with Sotol and Genever. And that's a pretty complete cocktail menu. Pretty easy to do. And, yeah, just shoot me an email if you want the PDF to print these up yourselves and do this exercise yourself. Cheers, Internet.